It made an echo in my heart. I've been trying all my life to You've been calling my name, laying light on my mistakes. I've been caught in my room, writing symphonies in blue. Then I felt a kick inside. It made an echo in my heart. I've been trying all my life to find saw you come out of your house and I believed you, even though you were not an angel. And you preached for love and you promised you, 'cause there's nothing I want more than
depths of despair, darkness takes flight, wickedness unleashed, consuming all light, controversial whispers dancing upon the page, provoking thoughts and igniting a fiery rage, rhyming in the words, haunting in the melody for they weave, intricate verses for the shadows to interleave. My pen drips poison, each word laced with deceit, disputed to the motive of the chaos and twisted conceit. The eye that beholdeth for the may define the bliss of this divine creation, the darkness does persist. A masterpiece of emotion, bleeding on the page. In the depths of despair, darkness takes flight, wickedness unleashed, consuming all light, controversial whispers dancing upon the page, provoking thoughts and igniting a fiery rage, rhyming in the words, haunting in the melody for they weave, intricate verses for the shadows to interleave. My pen drips poison, each word laced with deceit, disputed to the motive of the chaos and twisted conceit. In the eye that beholdeth for the may define the bliss of this divine creation, the darkness does persist. A masterpiece of emotion, bleeding on the page. The sinister for the portrait that every linnet, the line engaged just expression spills this forth this torrent of despair. crafting beauty for the twisted and unfair. Youthful mind and the wisdom of the forging and the connections, the depths of this darkness is seeking the introspection. Words of the refuge, solace for the soul. Guide me through the darkness and making me whole. For in every verse beauty does this reside, for this the wicked and thoughts are whispered in poetic pride. What's love mean? It's lost to the world of questions that don't seem to end. Trying to understand this feeling, but it's like the storm within. It's the way that they look at me, or it's the words they say out loud. It's this feeling love and will it how been found. But everyone says I'll find it, but the feeling so pure for I can fall, borrow. Or how can I know for certain whether my heart's still unsure? Chasing the shadows of the night, searching for the sign. Tell me how. How will I know if it's love or how? Love that I find. My mind consumed by the mystery and the riddle that can't solve. I don't know what's true love or for something that's evolved. It's a fire burning bright, gentle steady stream. How do I know what's love's true but what it all mean? Find her in love with wild emotion that takes your breath away. But how do I know what's love? What's just games people play? It's the laughter and the tears to the way they hold my hand and what I know or need someone to teach me to finally understand. Maybe it's the little things and the moments in the in-between. And the way they'll make me feel at ease and like the heartfelt sweet routine. But this is learning the eyes I go for trying to figure out how this game is something that feels wild but something that much more tame. I may not have the answers now, but I'll keep my heart unsealed. This journey and discovery for the love secrets that are revealed. To the end and I'll embrace the unknown wherever it leads. This is hoping one day I'll understand what true love truly means.
Symphonies in blue, and I felt a kick inside. It made an echo in my heart. I've been trying all my life to You've been calling my name, laying light on my mistakes.
95 for the darkness of the work for you do. Right there for the farthest and the farthest and the more for the embrace. Confusion lingers at the solitary space for the chair for use of tamarind blank page of the bear for the seeking solace and then the worst of the air for the price of the darkness and the shadows to sweep the moon tonight. And the angel of death to take the flight for this fear, the tear over the children crying for the hands open the hell to gate wide find what's high from the unraveling of the layers of the journey for the tour possessed self and identity. Complex dance of emotions. Love, care for what you find, and inability to understand or accept.
Face a lot of struggles without consistency for them. You can find it denying me, for the manipulation, for the tactics that you can find to employ you, for the underlying desires, for the underlying truth. This is finally hurt the heart for the authentic as itself, for this repeated deal, for the redundance inside the way, for the passion go for me. Sprouting for the distance of what you were, for the deafening, for the close to me to pull back with the orbit, for the mind, the life, for this relates the same, for this is never keys the season, over the tell me the cause, for the unspiraling. In the draft, the silent, not Zerber, for the no game possessed to be shown, and never the thought for you, the transformation into a draft. Or like a Joan of Arc traveled when the memory to still linger near, for this to find a visual, for the gone now, for the dream, for the both in the dark and light, for the wings and the human, for the dream, right, for this the uncanny over the resemblance of what you find the case upon, for this emotion is with the delight, for the moon above the head, so this is such an awesome view. Bird's eye view, you can say, for the shoulder, for the rest, this is rain, for the devil, the knife, for this end of the filthy business that you can find attacking. Way to be there for you. Struggling apart for the overdue. Come speak your truth and sit in the wild, for the under the clouded skies, the death of the 100 branches, for the shaded light, for the dreaming of the sun, for the feeling of it you're seeing through her to last. Hold my hands that I might feel the warmth connected with me, for the levels of the intertwined, for the not stop, for the giving yourself freely, for the shedding over you, the heart for the devotion, the birds to be innocent enough for the chatter, for the printing off of your tongue. Tongues wagging back and like this is not the manners and magnets to track, for this is natural, the side, the lights, the soil, for the bubble over the time of the envelope, but you can find a written hidden letter for the dividend, for the reserving of the head and the for the open proof, you can read it, check me out, never to return for the library to tell the truth. You must find the doctor, refuse to swallow by for the life that gave you the gift of second the sight, for this to grip and the strength, for this to give me the through the day, for the help to be on the way, for the getting rid of who I am, who I mean. I believe in a multiverse for every time I look in the mirror for the feel like there's someone the other meaning is looking at for the mirror. It's the perspective of the witness and birth I found for the born to live, for this to be the religion, not to be confused for the devil, to take it to be illusion for the God creators, the unique niggas to find a show to be alluring. Lovers need to be lawyered, or lawyers need not love for different, not for the time, the day, for the what's on the mind, for the break it to the dawn, for the thoughts of there, but the inside the blind and never can be a little too much to sight to see. The old buddy got me for the iconic rhymes, definitely for those times the most missed by the ones who they thought for the brought us close to this to find the fear for the love of divided than ever, the holy peace for this simply get this down the hole that I had. Romantic disaster for the one that's watching play like a movie for the ever been in my head. The proposal to feeling soul awakened for the aching over this. You can find the still the little boy for this one to be your toy. The heart longs for security. When it comes with maturity, for the mutual understanding with another, for you not to follow for the boxes together, for the soul to feet free, for this like a feather for the serpent, the mistake if it can be, for this let it be you and me. In a world of masks where the love shines bright, the fire emerges to keep you strong day and night, for this is somewhere with the mask and hiding the true face. For this creating an effort to bring laughter, for the wiping away for the tears, for this often guidance and wherever the path that seems unclear, for the wisdom of the support of you forever be near, for this the highest of lows that stand by your side still. The love of the Lord, even the unwavering time, for the present, for the final solace and peace. This is sanctuary for the trusted word was the keys to cease the easy, for the lessons for the beginning, for the general enough, for the final actions, for the show that you enough, for the be kind, the very brave, for the dark, and forgiving, for the embracing of the journey. I can find the heart that's in it. Share it for the friends, and you can find a unique way for the bringing your life, for the darkest of the day, for the over the world of the master. You can love the prevail, for this unbound, the unbreakable, for the time to tell. Make your world the triumph of death, for the final shadows of pierce, for the final darkness of the fierce, and for the other dimension, for the emerging of the powerful, and never the fear, for the saddling and searching over what you find that this can't be, but pretending and spun away. The wave of the clouds, the discourse, this weaves with their magical spell, for the beguiling of what the discerning minds of the crowds to do, for the prose of the timid as a bread, for the threads of this dreams, and with the, you can find a standing in your ear, for the alone, for the golden over the head, for the thoughts of the ride, for the never be anywhere else but the dead. Wounded but not dead, for the numbers of realms, the distant, the grand symbol of the strong enough, and the successful, the fun unfolds, and the abundance and achievement of the service and over the unbroken grace. This hurtful words are flung away, for the yet to stand strong, for the come what the many minutes seek the joy, for the pain to cause the indifference and to make it applause. And the journey for the hardship to face it, the struggling, and for the pain for the mother, the embrace the tough, the challenge, never to learn to grow, for the building of resilience, for the continuing of seal.
Of the word Israel. So when I was doing, back in 2017, I did a series of lectures on Genesis, and there's a story in Genesis, in the biblical book of Genesis, of Jacob wrestling with an angel or wrestling with God. The story is ambiguous, and he wrestles through the night with the angel or with God, and his hip is damaged as a consequence. But he's victorious, which is strange, to say the least, because you wouldn't think that if you were wrestling with an angel or with God that you would be victorious. And the angel or God announces in the morning that he now has a new name, and his name is Israel, and that's where the word that we're familiar with comes from. That's the story it's derived from. And Israel, so those are the chosen people of Israel, are those who wrestle with God. And I thought, well, that's so interesting. It's so interesting. Why? Well, because we all do that. And if you're tilted in the atheistic direction, you might say, well, that's preposterous. And I would say, no, it's actually more true of you if you're an avowed atheist even than anyone else, because you're wrestling so hard that it's become a cornerstone of your identity. You might be antithetical, let's assume, to the religious enterprise, but you're still so obsessed with issues of morality, let's say, and about the stories that surround morality and about the ethics that should orient us, that's become a cardinal part of your life. So follow God or oppose God, you're pretty much stuck with the wrestling. And the notion that the chosen people of God are those who wrestle with God is such an interesting idea, because the story doesn't make the case that it's the believers who are chosen. It makes the case that those who struggle are those who are chosen. And it makes the case, too, that in that struggle can be intense enough to cause damage. And maybe if you walk away from a wrestling match with God and the only thing that's damaged is your hip, you've had a pretty good bout. You might say that. And also, it's such a strange idea that the person who does that wrestling, let's say in good faith, could emerge victorious. That's about as optimistic an idea as you could possibly promote. And so I was very struck by that. Struck by the idea that to be chosen properly by God is to wrestle with that which is highest. That's right, not to believe it, but to wrestle with it, right? To be obsessed with it in some sense, to allow it to grip you, the question of what should be uppermost. And you might say, well, nothing should be uppermost. Well, there's a problem with that, because then what the hell are you doing? Or are you fragmented in 50 different directions? If nothing is uppermost, does that just mean confusion and chaos reigns? If you're not psychologically integrated around a single point, let's say, are you not just confused and chaotic and also maybe hopeless? And if your society isn't oriented towards a single destination, let's say, isn't abiding by, isn't motivated by a shared vision, then isn't your society confused and fragmented and hopeless? And doesn't that imply that there's something like a unity of purpose? Because the alternative would be disunity of purpose, right? Or absence of purpose. None of those seem to be particularly positive. And wouldn't it be something if that purpose was found in the act of the wrestling? Not in a totalitarian belief, or not in a belief that requires the abdication of reason, and not in the blind following of ideology, and not in a hopeless and corrosively bitter cynicism, but in the act of contending itself. I think that's such an optimistic idea. And so part of those ideas, some of those ideas, the initial elements of those ideas were making themselves manifest